Hello and welcome to Newsfeed on Trust TV. My name is Dorcas Yakubzala, bringing you trending stories that people are talking about and sharing around the globe today, and also their opinions on such issues. Tinubu orders reduction in Nigeria's delegation to UN General Assembly. Federal government threatens to withdraw marketers' licenses over hoarding. 27 High Court judges to face NJC probe panels over alleged judicial misconduct. Israeli forces shoot Palestinian journalists over Khan Younis invasion. In a bid to ensure prudent management of resources and reduce the cost of governance, President Bola Tinubu has ordered a significant reduction in the size of Nigeria's delegation to the upcoming United Nations General Assembly (UNGA) in New York, United States. According to a statement released by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngalale, the directive was disclosed by the Chief of Staff to the President, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, during a retreat organized for heads of government agencies under the supervision of the State House. Gbajabiamila emphasized that only authorized officials with specific business at the 79th session of the UNGA should be part of the delegation. This move is in response to recent calls for a reduction in the cost of governance, particularly during international engagements. The Chief of Staff also addressed concerns about individuals using international meetings for personal purposes, stressing that the administration is committed to ensuring that only relevant officials participate in the UNGA. Now responding, a guy said, "It's not this reduction we want, it's fuel price reduction we are talking about." Another person said, "Some will use that opportunity to japa." Another wrote, "Reduce the salaries of the Senate, House of Reps, and the ministers." Next on what's trending, the federal government has threatened to withdraw licenses of oil marketers found guilty of hoarding premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol, following the unabated scarcity in Abuja, Niger, Nasarawa, Kaduna, and many other states. Some states, especially those in the north, have witnessed continuous petrol scarcity for some time now. This situation has since degenerated into many stations closing up shop due to a lack of supply. However, the federal government, through its Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, has issued a warning to oil marketers that filling stations that hoard petrol and sell it to black marketers in jerrycans will have their licenses withdrawn. The Executive Director of Distribution Systems, Storage and Retailing Infrastructure, NMDPR, Ogbugo Ukoha, issued the warning in a video clip shared by the regulator during an inspection tour in Abuja. Ukoha was heard telling one of the managers of the inspected stations, "You need to take this warning very seriously. If you need security reinforcement, speak to your management." Now responding, a lady said, "It's not only hoarding, they are selling at 850 naira upward." Another said, "Federal government should make our refineries work. That should be the best mandate." Another opined, "Not just hoarding, they release it to all those on the street to sell. So no fuel in filling stations, but from the beginning to the end of the road, you see guys with gallons of fuel selling them at exorbitant prices." Meanwhile, oil marketers have attributed this round of scarcity of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, to lingering logistics challenges. This was disclosed by the president of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association, Billy Gillis Harry, to newsmen on Monday. According to him, oil marketers are currently supply constrained and could distribute only what they have. He said, "I think until we get our supply challenges sorted out efficiently and abundantly, we will not be able to get out of this circle." I believe you must have heard that NNPC's communications director, who explained that the issues at stake are still logistics related, he added. Now responding, a netizen said, "If they don't get their supply chain sorted out, how can they distribute what they don't have? If you want to address issues, start it from the top. Bring down the fuel price from where they buy from and see if scarcity of fuel will continue. How do you expect innocent citizens that the government are supposed to create job opportunities for, but didn't, get that kind of money to even afford 10 liters of petrol daily?" Another wrote, "May the Almighty God see us through." Now, the National Judicial Council, NJC, has constituted 4 probe panels to investigate 27 High Court judges in the country over various alleged judicial misconduct brought against them. This is as the council issued a letter of advice to Justice O.M. Olagunji of Oyo State High Court to be circumspect as a judicial officer before acting, even in the most challenging situation. Justice Olagunjun was said to have used uncouth language in a letter addressed to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, challenging the Council's decision and its policy direction on the appointment of the President, Court of the Customary Court of Appeal, Oyo State. At its 106th meeting presided over by the outgoing Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Olukayode Ariwola, NJC considered the report of its Preliminary Complaint Assessment Committee on 22nd petitions written against 27 judicial officers of the federal and state high courts. Now responding, someone said, which court will rule their case, please, and which country's prison will they be taken to? Another person said, lack of trust in the system discourages honest-hearted ones to effect needed changes. I think it's high time we jettison the pessimistic view of our system. Another person said, will this work? After the probe, what will happen? Are they going to jail, any of them? Now only poor masses, they go jail for Nigeria. Now, next one was trending. A former Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, has called on the government to declare war against insecurity following incessant reports of kidnapping sweeping across the country. In a statement on X.com on Saturday, Obi wrote, when I say we should declare war on the economy, power and insecurity, some people spin the narrative while others complain. But what else can we do? In the last 24 hours, several people have been kidnapped across Nigeria, including about 20 dental students from Maiduguri and Jos in Benue State. An Anambra State Commissioner and his wife were abducted in Edo State, and others traveling with them were killed. These are just a few of the many tragic incidents happening across the country. We cannot continue living like this, Obi said. It's time for bold action, collective resolve, and a united front against these challenges. Now, responding to this, a guy said, if you had not contested the election, Tinubu wouldn't have won, so I blame you for our current woes. Another said, Buhari fought them till he left, nothing happened. Even if Obi becomes president, he'll still fight it till he grows old. Another opined, one thing I hate about this man is he always thinks he knows better than everyone, and if he becomes a president, nothing is going to happen. What did he do when he was the governor of Anambra? Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebetokun, has sent more detectives to Benue State to help in the rescue of the abducted medical students. Recall that 20 medical students at the University of Maiduguri and the University of Jos traveling to Enugu were kidnapped on the Otukpo-Otukpa Enugu Road on Thursday evening. The students were traveling for the Federation of Catholic Medical and Dental Students annual convention in Enugu when they were abducted. Ebetokun had on Saturday ordered the deployment of tactical operatives and assets to ensure the prompt rescue of the kidnapped medical students. Now let's take a quick break, and when we return, the program continues. Stay with us. Welcome back, it's Newsfeed. Now, the SocioEconomic Rights and Accountability Project, SRAP, has urged the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, to disclose the exact amount of monthly running costs allotted to members of the National Assembly. SRAP requested the spending details of any of such running costs as well. This information was made known in a statement dated August 17, 2024, signed by Kolawole Oluwadare, Deputy Director of SRAP, and made available to newsmen on August 18th. The group's demand is coming on the heels of the recent controversy surrounding the salary of senators. A former senator representing Kaduna Central, Senator Shehu Sani, had stated that senators receive over 13 million naira monthly, but the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission faulted his claim. In its statement, however, SRAP urged the National Assembly leadership to promptly end the alleged practice by the National Assembly of fixing its own salaries, allowances, and running costs in conformity with the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended and the country's international obligations. Now responding, a netizen said, everyone knows federal lawmakers in Nigeria, especially senators, are some of the highest paid in the world. They could sit for only 2 out of 12 months and there would be no public outreach. In those 2 months too, their plenaries do not last more than a few hours and some of them, in fact, slip through the debates. If you want to be seen as active or seen to earn your humongous salaries and allowances, sponsor a few bills, commission a few constituency projects, and make social media-worthy speeches about how the country is in deep trouble and how the leaders must do the right things. You could even shed a tear or two. Another said, I have never heard about SRAP winning any case against politicians. Another person wrote, tell SRAP that whatever the red and green chambers are earning or costing, they are running and find their strength and backing from the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Change the Constitution and everything will be fine or fixed in Nigeria. Now, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says its operatives have arrested a Vietnam-bound businessman, Paul Oku Mbaduga, at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, after he tested positive for ingestion of cocaine. This was contained in a statement signed by the agency's spokesman, Femi Babafemi, on Sunday and made available to newsmen. He said that the 54-year-old suspect was intercepted at the boarding gate of the Abuja airport on Monday, August 12, 2024, during the outward clearance of Qatar Airways flight QR 1432 to Hanoi, Vietnam via Doha. According to Babafemi, Mbaduga excreted a total of 88 wraps of the illicit drug with a gross weight of 1.710 kilograms after 4 days under excretion observation. In his statement, the suspect was said to have claimed that he's a Lagos-based businessman and was given the cocaine pellets to swallow by a friend in the Isolo area of the state for onward delivery in Vietnam for a fee of $2,000. Now responding, someone said, later them go say na God's blessings make them rich. Another said, thank your God na Nigeria they catch you. If it's in Vietnam, is that? Another person wrote, my real question is what happens to these drugs after they recover them? Palestinian journalist Salma Al-Kadomi was shot in the back while she was covering Israel's invasion on Khan Younis earlier, according to local media and footage circulating on social media platforms. A video verified by Al Jazeera shows the moment Israeli tanks opened fire directly at a group of journalists in Hamad city, northwest of Khan Younis. Take a look.
يا رب يا رب يا رب يا رب شو ابراهيم اشهد ان لا اله.
Now someone said, killing the people reporting the atrocities to silence them completely is heartbreaking and wicked. Another person said, how many thousand more pieces of evidence do world leaders and international courts need? Another person wrote, and yes, the bravery of the journalists abounds and they continue telling the story knowing they are in grave danger. Amazing people. And now to a funny video showing a trick on how to feed children. Take a look. And that's it. You're up to date with trending stories across the world. Follow us and subscribe to all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. Until next time, goodbye.